Is Colin O'Keefe for LXBN TV, and I'm not sure we could have a better first interview here at LegalTech New York 2013. I'm here with Theodore Olson, partner with Gibson, Dunn, and Crutcher, and also former Solicitor General of the United States. Theodore, first, you're a seasoned, Supreme Court lawyer. You've argued numerous cases before the Supreme Court. What do you see as the biggest Supreme Court cases in 2013? Of course, you're involved in one of the biggest ones.
Yes, I think the biggest cases that are come before the court in this year, 2013, are the marriage equality cases, which will be argued on March 26th and March 27th of this year, in which the Supreme Court will decide whether the Federal Defense of Marriage Act case, which takes away rights of gay and lesbian citizens who are married to federal benefits, and California's Proposition 8, which denied the rights of gay and lesbian citizens to get married in California. Do those provisions violate the United States Constitution, the denial of equal protection and the denial of due process? I think those are the big cases for this year that we'll remember this term of the Supreme Court for those two decisions.
Absolutely, it's a very, very big one. And then second, do you think the Supreme Court is having to take up more impactful issues nowadays? Because is the judicial branch getting more power for, I think the legislative branch is putting forth acts and decisions that they assume will be challenged, and it seems like those two branches can't quite work together, so some of these things are going to the legislative branch instead. Do you see the Supreme Court and the judicial branch getting not more power, but at least more impact in the types of cases they're deciding?
Certainly the Supreme Court these days has a huge impact. Of course it always has. I mean, death penalty, abortion, Bush versus Gore, the election of the president, Citizens United, campaign financing, and that sort of thing. The court can only take cases that come to it through the litigation process. However, once in a while the legislative branch kicks the can down the road, so to speak. They're not sure of whether something's constitutional, and they'll say, well, let the Supreme Court decide that. So sometimes these cases get to the Supreme Court because the legislature doesn't feel that it has the responsibility to limit itself to passing laws that it knows are constitutional. And in many cases, the legislature doesn't know how the Supreme Court's going to come out. And many of these are state cases, like school admissions and things like that. So I think it's true that the court is perceived as somewhat political, but that's basically because it's hot-button issues that get to the Supreme Court. And of course, once the Supreme Court decides those cases, that's the end of the line.
Exactly. It's going to be interesting to see, one of those being the NLRB just recently. Obama's appointments are going to go before that, so it's going to be interesting to watch. Once again, that was Theodore Olson of Gibson Dunn, former Solicitor General of the United States. For more of our video interviews from LegalTech New York 2013, visit us at LXBN.com. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.